Yo, it's episode 140 of Wassup Flobo, the show we sit here and chat about what's going on in my itty bitty 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 world. Before we get into all the stuff and topics and things today, talking about Christmas traditions or our unique Christmas perspectives, just want to say that this episode of What's Up Flobo and all the other episodes are sponsored in part by StreamYard. StreamYard.com is what I use to stream all of my shows, so make sure you do too if you're deciding to make your own podcast, or if you and your buddies want to get together and do some live watching of things that you have complete ownership of the copyrighted material for. I'm just kidding. StreamYard.com, use my link in the description below to get yourself some store credit, some site credit, I should say, so you can use some of the premium features as well. Can't talk today, but it's okay because we're live, baby. Episode 140. This one's titled Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, because it isn't. But it's really more about the odd ways I've been told I celebrate the holidays, so you can take my opinions with a grain of salt. But I'll get the title track out the way. I know every year this comes up, some sort of like funny haha debate about whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie. But I feel like it was a joke that people are just saying so often that they're starting to believe that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Yes, I realize it takes place during Christmas. And yes, you can pull anything like he's trying to help his friends and family as a spirit of Christmas. But frankly, it's a movie that takes place at Christmas time. There really isn't anything in the script that says anything about the spirit of the holiday, if it's a spiritual piece, or the pace of the holiday, or any of the traditions of the holiday, or how people react to it being the holiday in such a way that you considered a Christmas film. There's nothing that's Christmas specific about it. In Die Hard, it's a setting, but I'm looking at all of these people saying, "Of course it's a Christmas movie, Flobo, you crazy." But I always ask them this: if Die Hard is a Christmas movie, is Lethal Weapon a Christmas movie? Is Iron Man 3 a Christmas movie? Questions I ask. That's why I don't think it is. But like I said before, there's a bunch of odd things that I take in part of this holiday, so you can take my opinions with a grain of salt. For example, Christmas songs. I have a couple of them. In fact, if you look on Spotify, there is a playlist called the Flobito Xmas that I update as years over the year with the songs I have on heavy repeat. So if you want to, if you have Spotify Premium, you can actually search for Flobito Xmas and follow it. But I do like certain songs. For example, I do not like Winter Wonderland. That is my least favorite Christmas song of all time because it doesn't mention Christmas at all. In the Winter Wonderland, that sounds like something your aunt or uncle would tell you if you're complaining about how cold it is in February. He's like, no, 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 we're walking in a winter wonderland and we can build a snowman. But the caveat is, there was a band called the Roaches, or a group that called the Roaches, and they had a cover of that song, Winter Wonderland, off their We Three Kings album, and I think that's the most underrated Christmas album of all time. The Roaches, We Three Kings, Roches. We Three Kings is amazing to begin with. But the way they took Winter Wonderland and totally New Jerseyed it up kind of brought it home for me. It made more sense to me. So instead of me hearing this song with no concept or no artistic tendril, I'm instantly transported to like a past time I wasn't even alive in a major city like New York or New Jersey or Brooklyn specifically, and walking the streets of 86th Street and shopping and trying to figure out what to get my parents for Christmas as a teenager. Like it took me there, and so I give them a lot of credit for that. And Christmas in the City by Elizabeth Chen has quickly become a quick favorite of mine. My favorite Christmas song of all time is God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, but the Irish Christmas version, which I talked about before in a past episode. But like that particular Irish Christmas version from the Five Fifths, I think they were a one-time band that was pulled together from a giant music factory to make Christmas songs that sound kind of Celtic. That's the song I listen to every year. That one instantly makes you feel cold in a good way. So you don't hear Jingle Bells, you don't hear Jingle Bell Rock, all the classic. Oh, you don't hear All I Want for Christmas Is You. Don't like those songs at all. I can't stand it. So I get a lot of weird side looks for that one. And as far as like what I eat for Christmas, right now these days being solo, it's kind of the same deal. I mean, I cook more, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. When I was a kid, Turkey was Thanksgiving. Usually we had a roast chicken as the main dish for Christmas time, and then we kind of like saved a New Year's ham, like a fresh ham for that one. Granted, ham used to make an appearance at all those three holidays, but like the main dish was the ham. That's no longer true. I don't usually go home for holidays anymore. My parents don't see the need to make that much food, so they kind of play it by ear. But as I got older in my teenage years, that chicken and that turkey kind of morphed into Cornish hens, which I do prefer because chicken is a superior meat over turkey. Turkey's kind of overrated. This is why I only eat the turkey tail or the parson's nose, if you if you will. The parson's nose, the turkey tail is really part of the turkey I ask for by name. Otherwise, I'm more of a chicken, hen, game fowl, duck kind of guy. And if you're listening to me talk to you about all the different meats I consume and you're vegetarian or you're a vegan, I apologize. As far as vegetarian dishes, I like a good mac and cheese every once in a while, but it depends on how it's made. That seems to be the big caveat. And I don't remember growing up with it natively or organically, but some sweet potatoes is fine. The marshmallow thing, I have it on the side. I know there's like battle lines drawn whether or not it should have marshmallows in those yams or if they should be removed. I'm a side guy. So those are all the weird things I do for that. And as far as Christmas Day, as an adult, I don't really know what I do anymore. But as a kid, that winter break, the thing I look forward to the most besides getting my own presents was those were the times where mom will take us to Blockbuster Video and let us get more than 1 or 2 games for an extended rental period. Because, usually on the weekends, you'll get like 1 game the Friday and it has to go back the Sunday. But like Christmas, you got like 2 or 3 games on top of it. If you got a game that year yourself with the stuff you already had. And my brother and I would just play games all day and come downstairs and eat food and Entenmann's cakes and go back upstairs and play. That was kind of fun. But then there was that one day during the break where you have to like cram in all your homework and clean the house. That's not fun, nearly fun. That is all. Can't stand that cleaning part of the holiday. See, that's what my parents were raised. My parents were raised in making sure everything's clean for Jesus, and that's okay. So I did it. I mean, but then begrudgingly because I was a kid. And you can't give a kid responsibilities. Yo, that does it for me because you guys already know that Die Hard's not a Christmas movie. I'm sure the majority of you guys have already turned off this video, but it's episode 140 of Wassup Flobo. And listen, I appreciate you guys tuning in all year. As always, there's 2 ways you can support the efforts of what's going on here. One, you can buy a t-shirt, a mask, a hoodie, a mug over at flobito.threadless.com. That's flobito.threadless.com. Or if you just want to support by unlocking bonus content, bonus interviews, get early access to shows, hit me up on Patreon. Join the Boisterous crew at patreon.com/FloboBoys. That's Patreon. That's patreon.com/FloboBoys. Well, until next week, man. Happy holidays and all that jazz. You know where I'll be.